Hello and welcome to Your Living A Course in Miracles call. My name is Jared Cribbs. I'm here in San Antonio, Texas, and I am excited about today's call because I have not seen you for 2 weeks, and I'm excited to talk about these videos that Stana Warren chose. We are the dreamer of the dream. The two dreams, part one, the purpose of the world's dream, and part two, the secret dream, which they're all very intertwined. So some of the things that were my highlights, I'm not sure which video they're from because all three were so great. And that's why I'm excited. I'm excited for our last call of 2018. We've been crazy consistent. I think we've done like 50 calls probably over the year if you think about it. All right, so that's what I got. Who wants to go next? Tell us your name, what city you're calling from, and why you're excited about today's call.
Okay, I'll go. My name is Maria Boatman. I am calling from New York City, and I am really excited to see you guys. Yeah, that's true. 2 weeks. Whoa, that was a long time.
We missed you.
Yeah, we miss you too.
Awesome. Thank you, Maria.
You're welcome.
I'll go. I'm Angela Irving, and I'm in Austin, Texas, on my very festive couch with.
Oh, look at that! You're not in a car in a dark parking lot. Yay!
Not in a car. Not in my car in a parking lot. And I'm excited to be back on. I think the last time I was on was in the end of November, so I'm happy to see everybody and see new faces. I don't think I've been on a call with Stana yet, so hi.
Oh. Hi, Angela.
Awesome. Welcome, Angela. Glad you're here.
Thanks.
All right, I'll go next. I'm Stana Warren, and I'm in Southeast Michigan, and I'm excited to be here because, as always, these conversations are amazing, and I'm looking forward to hearing what everyone has to say about the dreams.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Stana. Glad to see you. All right, and Linda Pettigrew, last but not least.
Aiden hasn't said anything yet.
You might have to unmute yourself, or I can unmute you. Hold on. Okay, you're unmuted.
Hi, everyone. How you doing? I'm calling in from Lancaster, California, with the cold weather here in California. And I'm doing good. I have a second puppy in my house. His name is Desi, my little furry son. And Lucy's used to him. She's hanging in there. But we all love you. And my boyfriend Mark says hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Aw.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? How's the weather over by you guys? Is it cold where you are?
Yeah, a little cold and rainy.
Texas.
A little? It's like freezing over here. I'm from New York. You know what cold is.
Oh, yeah.
Weather is inverted because it's unseasonably warm here.
Oh,
in Michigan. Yeah, it was. I was out without even a sweater today.
Wow.
You're lucky.
Of course, I like cold weather, so I mean it was upper 50s, which was warm for December in Michigan.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, are you Central or Eastern time zone, Stana?
I am Eastern. I'm the almost the end of the Eastern time zone.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Linda. Welcome.
Hey.
Oh, Nathan.
Yeah,
Nathan's here.
It's Nathan. I'm in Smithville, Texas, and I'm excited to be here for everyone to forgive me. Thanks.
We forgive you. Thank you for being here, Nathan.
Yay.
Great to have you in our time zone. Oh, wait, you're normally in our time zone, aren't you?
Yup.
Is?
Well, the next call that we do is going to be with Gary Renard, folks, the man himself. And we will also have Nathan right here and Angela right here because we will be in the same room. And my wife, Crystal, also. So I'm working on getting her locked in for that night, too. So, what? We might
Sounds great.
Computers to just get everyone's face in there. We'll work it out. So, awesome. Well, thank you, Nathan. Let's get started with the call. So the videos that Stana had chosen were We Are the Dreamer of the Dream, The Two Dreams Part 1, which is the purpose of the world's dream, and The Two Dreams Part 2, which is the secret dream. and I've been watching. I watched all of the videos once, and then I watched the first one a second time. But obviously, the things that stuck out to me from those videos was that the secret dream is really what is being hidden by this body and world. And obviously, the secret dream is where we're the murderer. And the world's dream is where we're the victim. And all these dynamics of the ego are just insane. And it is so cool to see, to I guess really to know it and to know the dynamics of it. And although, we do appear to be here in bodies, we're not bodies. And he talked about projection, and he talked about projecting, how do I say it? Watch yourself projecting, and don't try and stop yourself from projecting, but just watch it and say, oh, that's the ego. That's the Jared body projecting whatever. And you can't not be involved in specialness. You can't not play in this game because it's the ego's world, right? And it's just an illusory hologram. It's not even reality. It's the opposite of reality. And last thing I want to add is I had a conversation with Pablo Arango before I left for Christmas break. And we were talking about looking at everything as perfect spirit, looking at my phone, looking at this table, looking at this computer as perfect spirit, looking at each of you as perfect spirit. And then it made me think, wait a second. You remember in the Course where they say the body is no different than just a piece of wood, like a dead piece of wood? I don't know where it says that in the Course, but that's a part of the Course. Where it's basically your body is lifeless. To suggest that the body has life is wrong. The body's lifeless, right? Because it never lived. And so what it made me think was, I look at people and I say that you're perfect spirit, perfect oneness, perfect love. I look at this salt. This is perfect spirit, perfect oneness, perfect love. I look at everything like that, and then I send the body, and I see that it's all just perfect spirit, and that's like activating the Holy Spirit's thought system. I know that's not quite in the video, but that's something that I went through this last couple weeks that has been really cool, just to notice that, and to see myself no different than this or the table or whatever. So I'm not a body, and that's what I got for you, folks. Who wants to go next?
I'll go because I took really intense notes on at least the last one.
All right.
And yeah, they were all kind of similar, but I took, I was doing stuff. I was wrapping presents while I was doing the first two, and I was kind of
oh, thank you.
Mine kind of jostles around. Yes, I was wrapping presents. And then the third one, I was like, no, I'm just going to sit down and take notes because I don't want to do other things anymore. So, so the first video, let's see, the first step of forgiveness, or we are the dreamer. The first step of forgiveness, which is reversing the projection, realizing the things we experience aren't coming from anything external, that it's coming from the decision that we made with the ego. The mind that chose the ego is the dreamer. The world as we know it is the dream. The secret dream is sin, guilt, and fear that we believe in. But we can only exist. That we can only exist at God's expense. The dream covers up the secret dream. We are responsible for our loss of peace. The purpose of this course is to show us who the dreamer is. The focus is on undoing the interference to us being in heaven. The Christian, he riffed on a bunch of stuff at the end of that video. The Christian idea of atonement is making sin real, and then there had to be a sacrifice for it. And A Course in Miracles says that there's atonement without sacrifice. There's a chapter that's, called that or something like that. I forget. And then the second one, the two dreams, part one, the purpose of the world's dream. The first dream is the secret dream, which is the ego's dream. The second dream is the world's dream. And the purpose of it is to keep us mindless and keep the first dream hidden. There is no gap between the mind and body. The gap is between the dreaming and reality. The world is a smokescreen, a camouflage. The world begins and ends in the secret dream, but we think life begins and ends in the world. What is everything here for? To keep us in a perpetual state of mindlessness. All the problems, relationships, etc. We all think the world is real. Course in Miracles students believe this world is real. They believe this book is real. They argue about what it means. They're arguing that they're smarter than God, is what they're actually doing. Symbolically. The whole world was started by the unconscious secret dream. The goal is to make the unconscious conscious. When we chose the ego, we forgot that we were the decision makers. Then the ego made a world to keep us even further away from being able to choose again. Why wonder about how something happened long ago when we're still doing it now? We don't realize we're dreaming and that the dream is caused by a mind that is repressed. Okay, so apparently I took better notes than I thought I did. Anyway, so and then the third video, the 2 dreams, part 2, the secret dream. We all dream the dream that we're undergoing a super long death and the murderer is the ego's version of God. The dream under that is that I'm the murderer. The secret dream is where sin is real and we'd rather it be you who gets killed than me. None of us is in touch with that, he says. The secret dream is the cause for suffering. The decision maker spot is where we undo all of this, not in the world. This world is super complicated. Salvation is simple. One problem, one solution. I once chose the ego, I now choose the Holy Spirit. End of problem. So rather than dealing with the issue, we make everything incredibly complicated. And then, I love this, you don't have to analyze anything here. Don't analyze your ego. The ego loves that. The only thing to know about why you're upset is that you chose the wrong teacher. Actually, there's another one that I like even more. Anyways, the reason we don't want to awaken is because there is no I in heaven. But the real reason we don't want to awaken is because we'll end up in the secret dream and we think God will destroy us there. When we start, maybe this is the one, I don't know. When we start taking A Course in Miracles seriously, we get into the right-minded thinking that there's a voice of doubt that bumps you back into the secret dream, which is scary, and then we go back to the world. That explains why we don't live Course in Miracles, even if we believe what it says, because the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. Whenever you're tempted to get upset, okay, this is the one I love. Whenever you're tempted to get upset about anything here, remember this. This isn't happening here. There is no here. You don't necessarily need to have the experience that there is no here, but you can begin to be present to, I'm never upset for the reason I think. We think it's because blah is doing blah, but that's a lie. At this stage, we can't really stop lying, but we can at least, we don't have to believe in it. You can watch yourself project, but you don't have to believe in the projection. We can watch ourselves get enraged and come up with all the reasons why and go, I don't actually believe this. I've done this already. This is the beginning of the end of the ego's reign.
Angela Wapnick. Mic drop. Man, killer.
Okay, we're done. There's nothing left to be said.
I just, summarized what he said.
I mean, it was great, though. It's great to hear all that, to hear it again and get reminders. So now everyone can just share what their highlights were from what Angela said.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. I love it. Thank you, Angela.
Well done.
Yeah.
Very well done, Angela.
Yeah. You did talk about the project, watch yourself project and just know that it's not real.
I've totally done that too. Before I even started studying this, there was a time when I was like, why am I saying this? I don't believe this.
Well, that too, and also going for goals in this world, right? Like goals to be successful or whatever, it's still kind of like a projection, and just knowing that it's not real. Just to me, that's what created the value for me on that.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you, Angela.
You're welcome.
All right. Maria.
Oh,
from Nueva York.
Yes. I got my first volume of the classes on the text of a
Oh, hell yeah!
that, and
mean
not
this?
only, yeah, but the ones that are recorded, the recording.
Oh, okay, cool, good.
And as it happened, when it came with a copy of the chart that was being explained on the videos.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was in the room with Ken. I was reading the course. I was looking at my chart.
Hell
I
yeah.
even went to the clarification of terms to get clear on things. It was like the thank you, Stana, because it was like awesome. It was like being in the class with Ken.
I'm jealous of you.
Uh-oh, you ended your...
Show us,
sorry.
Maria, do you have it with you?
Yeah.
Because that was an awesome chart.
I got this. This is the recording for my book, for the book.
Mm-hmm.
So I got it, and it brought like a bunch of stuff. They gave me free another book, and the classes is awesome. So this is for another book. It explained the chapters. They are not like exactly the chapters, but themes in the course. So
Actually,
it's
Maria,
like,
those audios that you have,
yeah,
it literally is.
yeah,
This book was transcribed from those audios. So
yeah.
They go right along with the audios. It's not
Yeah.
word for word because it had to be adjusted to make sense to someone who's just reading it. But I have the recording as well, and you can follow right along. Like it's
exactly. You can do that. That's what I've been doing.
yeah.
So, and sometimes I read it first, and then I listen back again what they are saying, and it's just like awesome. And so that was good. I felt like I was there. Thank you, Stana.
Way to
And
go, Sana.
now I don't have like any notes, so I feel that I understand these things so well. I was like following, like, oh, now I am like getting above the battleground, and I'm like, I am the decision maker. Like, hey, this is simple. Just it's like there is nothing happening here. If I'm going through something, it's just like, hey, it's not even true.
Yes.
So I have to say that I had a really good time. And let me see if I have, well, something that I got. And Christian is here.
Oh my God.
Hey, everybody.
Oh my God.
Christian.
I finally got a Friday off.
Oh my God. Yay.
Awesome.
All right, we'll come back to you, Christian. Welcome to the call.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Something, and the video too is my personal life is the projection of the secret dream. The start of the dream world is the secret dream, and the ending of the dream is in the secret dream or the mind, the decision making or dreaming mind. And then I have, and it's here. For dream one, I have, for video one, the way out of the dream is not to do anything with the dream, but to awaken from the dream. You don't have to do a great deal. You don't have to move mountains. You don't have to change things. You don't have to heal anybody. You only need a little willingness. Just look through my eyes instead of yours. And I thought, I want the way out. That is the way out. So that was that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maria. Very exciting developments.
Yes. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, who's next?
I'll go next.
Stana.
Before I start, I just want to say I have now officially made it through all of the 362 lessons. The last three, of course, are the ones that repeat.
Golf clap. Cheer. Big congrats. That's a huge accomplishment. You need to take yourself out to dinner. That's awesome. That's big. That's huge, man.
Yep.
Congratulations, Donna.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm very proud of myself for having actually gone through it, because I'm notorious for being pretty good for 6 or 7 months and then dwindling. And
Oh,
I have to
not in
admit
this.
there was a little piece where I kind of lost my momentum and I got a little bit behind, but I worked it out, so I caught myself up and I'm finishing
Heck
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, big congratulations.
Yeah, so I'm really happy with that. And man, it's really so true. Those lessons just change everything.
Yeah.
And so now I'm really looking forward to going back and delving more into the text now that I have the understanding of the lessons. So what I have in bold red here is: the miracle does not awaken you, but merely shows you who the dreamer is. It teaches you there is a choice of dreams while you're still asleep, depending on the purpose of your dreaming. And he keeps reiterating the purpose is everything.
Yeah.
And that you have to be taught the choice, that the choice for ego is the choice for death, where the choice of the Holy Spirit is the choice for healing. And to remind ourselves constantly that the ego thrives on sacrifice. And so every time we're wrapped up in that ego, we're just, digging in our heels and saying, okay, I love living in this world. I don't want to give it up. Mm-hmm. And the ego says, yeah, let's have more. And the thing that I really liked, that I didn't quite understand about the difference between the world's dream and the secret dream before, is you can't get out of this world's dream without recognizing the secret dream, because the key is the secret dream. You've got to understand the mechanism of the secret dream in order to undo the projection of the world's dream. And also the idea, and that chart was just awesome. It was so helpful to have that chart up there while he was talking. Mm. And the whole idea where he kept moving his little marker thing back to that spot in the center, where he kept, emphasizing different parts of the connections of the dream. I found that really very helpful. That's why I'm so jealous that you have an actual printout of that chart. Can you buy it somewhere without buying because I want to buy the paper copy. I don't want an audio copy of that. I'm a visual person.
Print it.
I can send it to you.
Yeah.
You can print it too. You can just go on Google and type in like Ken Wapnick chart, and there'll be like a PDF somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. I've looked for it. Yes. Or you can have Maria send it to you. That's even easier. You don't have to do anything. And you get a piece of mail too. It's like
a piece of fun mail. A piece of fun mail.
You actually get mail. It's not a bill,
Actually, I don't even get bills in the mail much anymore. Everything comes, I've got everything, automated. So, let's see, where was I? Oh, I don't know. Pretty much the rest of everything has already been said. It's just. Mm-hmm. I'm really glad, though, that we had listened to the Freud videos before we listened to these, because having listened to those Freud videos really helped, I think, understand this. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool.
Okay, that's all for me right now.
Thank you, Sana. All right, who's next? Linda, Christian, or Nathan?
Hey, should I
Nathan.
say stuff? Hey, so I think my biggest takeaway from that first video is I'm gaining some more understanding about this idea of taking responsibility. And that's been a hard one for me forever, because it seems like taking on guilt in a way. And as he was explaining, I started realizing, it's not about taking on more guilt, like this is my fault. Because at some point he says, you created this, and then you forgot that you created this. So it's about closing the gap, right? And so we think part of the dream is that we think we're in this world where we have no responsibility for any stuff here. So if we start saying I am responsible for everything, then that just helps us close the gap. So that was helpful for me. There was one more thing that I really liked. What was it? Oh yeah, if you think you're not an ego, or you shouldn't try to destroy the ego. If you think you're not an ego, if you think you're gonna get rid of the ego or destroy it, then you are an ego. I thought that was really helpful. And then the second two videos I didn't watch, and in fact I couldn't find them. When I went back to look for them before the call, I couldn't find them, and that made me want to suggest that maybe we figure out a more formal way to put those either into a Google Doc, or maybe if we can pin the post somehow to the top of the page. But I looked through all the recent posts for a while, and I couldn't find it. I probably just didn't see it, but I'm just
yeah, we can totally pin the post.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Nathan. Great idea. We'll pin the post moving forward, for sure.
I'm in the habit of like doing it the day of, so I know that there are like 10 posts before, I need to go back down, and so I'm always kind of like scrolling and then find it. So it's possible to find, but it is a little bit more of a hassle. So yeah, pinning would be good. I'm
just trying to figure out how to pin the post. I'm in Stana's post right now. Oh, mark as announcement. Okay, so that's what I'll do. I'll mark as announcement. And yeah, so we'll do that. Thank you, Nathan.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Christian or Linda, what were your highlights from the videos?
Hi, I'll talk.
Right.
What I got is, well, you are responsible for the dream you dress up in that you let your ego step right in, okay? So, if you let that stinking thinking kick in, well, tell the stinking thinking to get out. My mother said something to me when I was a kid. You got yourself into this mess, you get yourself right out. And she's right.
Very true. That's the power of the decision-making mind.
So with your mind and your body, they both need each other, but you have to try and maybe work out a happy medium that is peaceful between both. That's the best way I can put it. And always wear the shoes of the Holy Spirit, and keep the Holy Spirit in your pocket when you want to meditate and ask for advice. Most of us has read most of the Course in Miracles book, that we have to really, really keep it on a positive basis, so that to keep it peaceful, so that way it's a good outcome for everybody, hopefully, if any decision has to be made. And that's what you want to do. You have to keep the peace, even with people you don't want to keep the peace with. And I'm glad I was able to get to this. This past week, I'm going through a lot of stress. After New Year's, I may have to do the inevitable to my dog Lucy. I'm okay. She's still my baby. She's laying on the floor right now. She's walking around very, very slow. She goes potty outside most of the time. She's still eating great, so to me she's doing great, maybe by about 85%, but everybody's telling me, oh, bring her to the vets. That's what my family on the East Coast is telling me. But I think I'd like to keep a little while longer,
Yeah.
She's doing good. And the puppy, they're getting used to each other, so I like to play it by ear,
Yes.
I'm on a flat bump right now, so I really can't go anywhere, so I just do the best I can.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave it to God.
Sorry to hear
that,
Linda.
Thank you.
Tell Lucy, her Uncle Jared, Aunt Maria, Aunt Stana, Aunt Angela, Uncle Christian, Uncle Nathan love her.
Yes.
Sorry.
Because my dog Lucy's what I have left of my mother.
Mm.
Mm,
It was your mom's dog?
Well, my mom got it for me.
Okay.
mm.
Mm-hmm.
And I was supposed to about the homework that the lady found the videos. I forgot who it. Oh, Stana. Okay. Yeah, so I'll make sure I got it right. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. All right, Christian.
All right, so I watched the first video and half of the second one, but I have seen them before. And I know that the theme is all dreams, and that I actually love how the course is very psychological and has a lot to do, like ties in with Freud and his dream theories and stuff, and that the universe of time and space is like quite literally a dream. And so I think it's pretty interesting. And like, so the miracle establishes that you dream a dream and that its contents are not true. So you are the dreamer of the dream. So I'm just gonna spout off like some dream theory, you know, like there's dreams of convenience, where like, say that there's like a light switch externally to you sleeping, you'll like pull the light into your dream as a way to like stay asleep. Like dreams are meant to keep the dreamer interested in his sleep. So like dreams are the guardians of sleep. They kind of like ensure that you stay asleep. And all the ego knows is self-preservation. And so dreams are the royal road to understanding the activities of the unconscious mind. So it's all symbolic of what's in your own mind. And what's another dream theory? You know,
That's why they say living the dream, because you're trying to create your dreams and stay asleep.
Yeah.
And preserve the ego.
Yeah, and I love when someone says, you know, just live in the dream, you know, and like, I don't know how many people that say that actually, you know, understand.
If they only knew how right they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say, that's right. And the secret dream is really interesting to me because I don't think there's many people in the world that really grasp, or my food's almost here, can like kind of like get in touch with that part of the sin, guilt, and fear. I think most of us can only get in touch with that part of the mind from what we're conscious of. But even Shakespeare got in touch with that part of the secret dream, and like there's been others and stuff. And I think that's pretty interesting, because I think for most course students, when they talk about the secret dream, the sin, guilt, fear story, it's kind of like, what? You know, I'm not aware of that stuff. But it is there. It's deep in our one unconscious mind, you know. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Christian.
You too.
Like the crucifixes there in the background.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Get the whole nine.
Oh yeah, we got Chinese stuff. We got a little inspiration from everywhere, man.
Oh.
Native Indian stuff, everything.
Love it.
Yeah. My door has bells on it.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a lot of spiritual stuff everywhere. The pyramids over there, Buddha, Tibetan Buddha, native everything.
Sweet, bro. Well, good to see your smiling face.
You too.
Awesome. All right, so let's do forgiveness in the field. We have 7 people, and we should probably do 2 minutes apiece. So that puts us, in case anyone goes a little over, we'll end on time or with a couple minutes to spare. So I'm going to start the timer. And I will start. I don't really have anything. You know, it's always like this. Like I don't remember something, that I'm sitting there for my 2 minutes. Does anyone else want to go and give me some time to think of what I need to say?
Sure, I'll go and give you some time to think.
Okay, Nathan, you're up.
Yeah, thanks. So this often happens when I come home to visit, and I kind of have an expectation of how things are going to go, and I don't really tell anyone. But you know, it's classic forgiveness opportunity that I like someone, or I'm happy until a role I have prescribed to them is not fulfilled in the way that I prescribed it. And that happened around Christmas. Let's see. I don't know. One of them was that we just didn't stay and hang out with my family as long as I wanted us to. And it was like, well, we have to go get these dogs and stuff. And I was like, well, I only come home once every 2 years. So that was the kind of upset. And then I think a little bit, maybe about 10 minutes later, I kind of realized, and I was like, oh, this is my forgiveness opportunity. So let me just look at it, accept it for what it is, and kind of forgive everyone involved. And then, you know, it took a little while to forgive, you know, the 20 people involved, but it was good work. So that was my forgiveness in the field.
Well done, sir. That's what the holidays are for, forgiveness.
Yep.
Thank you, Nathan. All right, with 30 seconds to spare. All right, who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay, Stana.
Okay. Being year end, I needed to go out and go to TD Ameritrade to do some year end financial stuff. And the gentleman who was trying to help me, what I wanted to do was not necessarily possible because of timing. So in looking for alternative solutions, I kept getting more and more frustrated because everything he was telling me was wrong. And I'm like going, okay, you know, because one of the things I wanted to do was hopefully do a Roth conversion from my traditional IRA. And he said, well, worst case scenario, if it doesn't go through in 2018, you can always do a reconfiguration. And I'm going, no, they disallowed reconfigurations. And he's going, Then he's telling me, well, if you just go ahead and leave it in the traditional IRA over time, won't you just, you know, make up the difference in what you'd earned versus the tax savings? And I'm like going, not considering I was rolling it over into a Roth and all the earnings would be tax-free anyway. You know, so I'm like going, why am I sitting here with someone who's supposed to be a professional when everything he's telling me is inaccurate? So I was getting very frustrated. And when I get frustrated, the pitch of my voice tends to go up. And so I had to swallow my pitch and take a step back and, you know, forgive the man for, you know, understand, you know, say, okay, I know it's the holidays, it's stressful. They probably got a lot of business, although the office was very quiet I was very surprised. So after stewing for a while on my way home, I finally said, it's about peace, give it up. It's about peace, give it up. At the end of the day, I came up with a solution that I'm hoping will work, that worst case scenario, it will not cause any damage. It may not benefit me in the way I want, but it won't cause any damage. And my time's up, so I'll shut up.
Yes. Way to go, Stana. Great forgiveness in the field. All right, I'm ready to go. So let's do this. All right, so my forgiveness in the field, a couple things. So I have these sunglasses that I paid a lot of money for that I love. And I got them 2 years ago because I made a big business goal. And like they're my cool shades, you know, like they got the little darkness and then they fade to lighter and they're just the coolest. I wear them everywhere. Well, they got stolen. They got stolen like from my car it was like 2 weeks ago or something. They're like, I paid almost $500 for them. And I went out into my car and like, I never leave them in my car. But this one time I was out with Crystal. We went on a date. We came home. I had some to drink. So she drove home and I did not drive. And I put my sunglasses in the little thingy. Anyways, Crystal forgot to lock the door maybe. I'm blaming Crystal here because of the door. She had the keys, but whatever, you know, I have to blame my guilt onto someone. So someone just was unlocking doors in my apartment complex, like seeing if car doors were unlocked. And I went down the next day and like took out all, like I went there and all my cheap sunglasses were like in the car on on the seat, and like my nice ones were missing, and that was the only thing the person stole.
Oh my.
And so it's okay. I forgive it really pretty quick. And I remembered when Gary Renard lost that $13,000. And when Art and Persa told them that the person who stole it, which was the French luggage people, that, you know, like he had 13,000 in cash in his bag. And like when he got his bag back, the 13 grand was gone. And Art and Persa told him, you stole the same 13,000 from that guy in a life like 2,000 years ago in China, or 900 years ago in China, or something like that. And I'm like, well, I must have stolen his sunglasses or the equivalent from this person in a past life. You know, like, I don't know. It gave me like a lot of perspective. And I knew that I needed to forgive it. And I forgave it pretty quick. And I found I found the same sunglasses and ordered them for like $350 online. I did it because I'm like, I can't live without them. So I actually got them again. But anyway, so that's what happened. And thank you.
Good.
Who's next?
Oh, cool.
Oh, wait. Who's next?
Okay, I'll go next.
Maria, go.
It's gonna be really short. I was thinking what I was gonna forgive this week. My son is here for Christmas, and then he's doing things that I am not happy about. So I was having a judgment about the whole thing, but I wanted to offer unrequested advice, but it was like a real judgment. So I am like, yeah. So I stopped myself, and I forgave the whole situation, and then I was happy. So that was that. And then something else happened. Lately, I've been forgetting things, and today I got like, that is just your unwillingness to remember. And I thought, ouch. So, and after I saw that, and I went through, and I'm like, yeah. So it was very emotional for me and very good. And I'm like, okay, that's that. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Two great ones there.
Yeah.
Especially with your son too, because that takes the stress off of the relationship and all that. So that's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. With 30 seconds to spare.
Yay.
All right. Who's next? Forgiveness in the field.
I think I can go. It's another thing that I get to read from this thingamabob.
Okay. Can't hear you too well. Not sure why.
That's weird. Can you hear me okay?
Hey guys, can you hear it better?
Wait, what the? I don't know why. It's all the way.
Yeah.
I can hear her okay.
Mm-hmm.
Today is a course?
I can hear her all right.
Oh.
Okay, just go ahead. I'll start the timer over. Okay.
I've been listening. I drove back from Dallas to my parents' house yesterday, and I was listening to Marianne Williamson's workshop on Return to Love, and I've listened to it a few times, but this time I got something more from the beginning section than I had gotten before, and it was basically writing down what's your hell and what's your heaven in your life. And then she said, okay, with the things that you have that are hell, identify where you are withholding love. Withholding love deflects miracles. Miracles are our natural state. Creating love with the Holy Spirit and Jesus is our natural state. Holy Spirit, I need your help. Please help me see this differently. I am willing to see this differently. I choose peace instead of this. God looks upon all with mercy. Am I not willing to show the same mercy that God would show to a brother? If, as I am merciful to them, my suffering will be released and the situation will change from hell to heaven. Just because I see them as a child of God and forgive/love them, it doesn't mean anything particular about my behavior. It doesn't mean I have to hang out with them, date them, etc. This is about my perception of them as a child of God. So I started working with that in a lot of situations that I felt coming up. And I just started noticing how much my heart just goes, like, closes on things. And then I have to go, whoa, I want to look at this differently. I want to look at this differently. And then it kind of like cracks open. And then later, like, it's just, wow. So lots of opportunities for forgiveness. I mean, it really, you're not upset for the reason that you think you are, was something that really, really rung over and over again. Because I was like, why am I like so bothered by this? I'm like when I was wrapping presents and listening to the first 2 videos, I was just like perturbed. I was just like, and I had no reason to be perturbed. So.
Sweet. Sounds like some great awareness of the mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Angela.
You're welcome.
All right. Christian or Linda?
Yeah, I'll give you a forgiveness in the field.
All right.
I didn't realize I was eating on camera.
We forgive you.
There's my first forgiveness in the field. Okay, so yeah, yesterday I got woken up like 4 times in my sleep, and like I've just had crappy sleep for like the past like month and a half. Like it's just been really bad. I've been working so much like with poker and bartending, and it's kind of burning me out a little bit. So yeah, I got woken up like 4 times in my sleep, and I woke up kind of mad. Actually, I was furious, and and I condemned my poor mother, and I said, "You woke me up," and stuff. And, you know, I didn't really say it very rudely, but it doesn't matter. Like, there's no like levels or hierarchy of illusion, right? So like, condemnation is condemnation, even if it seems all sweet and, you know, kind of butter it up a little bit, but it's still condemnation, right? I'm still murdering, and but. You know, my mom was strong, and she's like, you know what? She's like, you always tell me that everything's for a reason. She's like, change your mind. Like, change your mind. You just woke up. She's like, if you don't change your mind, you're going to have a bad day. I can't argue with that.
She did your Course in Miracles on you.
Yeah, so she's actually right here. And so I did change my mind, and I had a really good day because I changed the purpose of the day, right? Like the rules for decision, chapter 30, such an awesome section. And that's what forgiveness is. Forgiveness recognizes that you are the dreamer of the dream. So forgiveness brings you back to the mind. So how do you get to the mind? Well, the Holy Spirit's there. And so I talk to him. Like, I'll start off the day, you know, you be in charge, which is the same as like the first step in the rules for decision.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, I will make no decisions by myself today, meaning I will choose with the Holy Spirit instead of the ego. And I will not judge the situations that come up that require response, because then I have already decided before. Like usually we already set the goal ahead of time, and usually it's the ego's goal, which is pain. And so usually like ahead of time we'll decide like unconsciously, oh, I want to have a little pain today, you know, or, you know, so then it'll happen, and then I'll project it onto someone else or blame them, right? I'm sure you guys grasp this. I've been watching a lot of your calls, and we're all making progress together. So yeah, like
Time is up.
framing the day. Right? Hey,
Framing the day, yeah.
So yeah, like framing the day. So if I haven't been here a month, it means I get 10 minutes. No,
You've been banking your 2 minutes for about 4 months. You have about 25 minutes, bro. Go.
Yeah, I'm here to.
Hey, I do want to say this. I wrote this down. I guess you can't really see it, but it says how to return to the mind. Number 1, rise above the battleground of sin and body. Number 2, with Jesus' love beside me, look at my murderous thoughts. Number 3, understand the absolute madness of the ego thought system. Number 4, choose forgiveness.
Yeah, and those are like all a part of the same steps, right? So like you put the Holy Spirit in charge, you get mad about something. Oh wait, remember what the day is really for, which is for forgiveness and learning, and just keep like going back in with the Holy Spirit. Just keep taking His hand, let go of it, and then. Yeah, I think that's the attitude of forgiveness. It's like an experience or an attitude of like joining where all of us are together and nothing can possibly go wrong, even though everything may be going wrong on the level form. But nothing can really go wrong because you just feel happy and peaceful regardless of external circumstances.
That's the best like way to put it. 100% happy regardless of the external circumstances. When things are going great, enjoy it. When things are going not so great, I guess watch it, forgive it, but it's not real anyways. It's like as good as this life can get, still not real. You know? So thank you, Christian.
You too, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Right. Linda Pettigrew, your turn.
My forgiveness is I have to try maybe have more energy to do run my errands or to do house cleaning. Plus, I want to go on a better diet, try to get more energy. But now it's like it's so cold out, it's like I'm afraid to go outside. It's like the older I get, the more I hate the weather. Even when it's too hot out there, I hate to go out there. I just have to talk to my Holy Spirit more, and that way I'm on a better track. That's what I have to do. So that way I don't beat myself up. Thanks.
Is that it? That was fast. That was the fastest forgiveness in the field of the whole day. 48 seconds. Well done. Well done. All right. Well, that leaves us 6 minutes to visit. But no, thank you, Linda. Thank you for sharing. Obviously, it's cool to hear everybody forgiving stuff and different levels of forgiveness, but it's all, there's no hierarchy of illusions, right? So it's all the same. It's all forgiveness. Mm-hmm. So talking about next week, Gary Renard will be here. I'll confirm that, but I'm pretty sure he's pretty good about keeping his word on those types of dates and stuff. So we're going to make a flyer. We're going to post it in the group. You know, should we listen to some videos or should we just have questions for Gary? I have just questions for Gary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably.
Yeah, well, and I've started reading.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm on page 33, so hopefully I'll get well into it by next Friday.
Knowing you.
You like it so far?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yes.
Now you know who Art in person is.
Yeah, now I know who they are.
That's awesome. All right, cool. So then no videos this week. Enjoy your week. Study Ken Wapnick. Read Disappearance. Do what you're going to do. Keep, obviously, your studies going. And we're going to have Gary Renard next week. And me and Nathan and Angela all together right here.
I'll be here. I'll be here too.
Christian's going to be here too. Oh, my God. We're going to have, I'm expecting, I don't know. We're going to have probably 10, 15, 20 people, maybe. But you guys get to go first because y'all are our diehards. Y'all are our ride or dies, so you get to ask your questions first. And if there's time left for everyone else, then there's time left for everyone else. If there's not, there's not. Okay.
I've been enjoying Ken Wapnick's MP3 audios, and he's like an artist in himself. Like a lot of his workshops, he just like uses so much wordplay and like and uses the theme of the workshop and like intertwines and stuff. He's like an artist himself, and you know, poser himself. So
he's the artist formerly known as Ken.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Oh, is that Lucy?
No. Who's
His
that?
name is
Is that Lucy?
What's his name?
Is that the new dog?
Oh, no, that's Desi.
Desi.
Lucy and Desi.
Lucy. I got to
Lucy and
that,
Desi.
right?
That's cool.
Nice to meet you, Desi. Haven't heard much about you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he has lots of energy. Oh, my God. Makes me look like an invalid.
Ha.
Right, Mark? And he's getting used to his father, so, I mean, he thinks that everything's a chew toy, even my hand, you know, so I could keep giving him stuff to chew on.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I never told you all this, but our nonprofit, we helped 18 dogs get adopted over the holidays. We had
That's great.
at Neiman Marcus, Crystal arranged for SNPSA, which is they foster dogs, right? They all brought their dogs to the mall, La Cantera Mall. And it was like 2 weeks before Christmas. And it was a Saturday with like thousands of people in the mall. And like we had puppies and we had Santa to take a picture with the puppies. And literally 18 of them got adopted, which means 18 families said, I want to take this dog home. They paid $250 and took the dog home. And the dog had no home except it was being fostered. So like it was the most successful day in SNPSA's history. And it was cool to be part of. I got to give my wife major props because that was all her vision. So,
My honey.
18 fur babies have homes.
That's right. Yep. All right, guys. Well, love you all. Thank you for being on. Oh, Desi's very cute.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and end the call by saying good night and God bless.
Good night and God bless.
This is one day at a time.
Happy New Year.
God bless.
Happy
Bye.
New Year,
Happy New
guys.
Year.